Hi everyone, you got Frankenfoot here. Got two attacks to go over with you. By some miracle, Supercell just came out of a maintenance break, but it did not delete my attacks. So I tried to record these last night, but I had a loud, fussy baby, and you couldn't really hear me over him, so I'm going to try it again here before I head to working today. So this is the first base I attacked. So to set the scene, we went to bed Halloween night. I had a shield, so I cooked my GoWiVaHo and asked for bowlers for my clan castle troops. And I woke up, everything was ready, so I went to see what bases there were to attack. And virtually all the Town Hall 9s had 3 stars on them already. It was just the top 2 or 3 guys that didn't have 3 stars. So that's great. But that means that it's time for me to buckle up and try to attack some of these higher level Town Hall 9s here. And so this was the first one. You can see all his defenses are maxed out, including the bomb tower. He's starting to work on his max walls. He's got those over here. Here's our mid-level for GoWiVaHoBo. It's not really that big a deal. So first thing we look at is number one, how we're going to deal with the clan castle troops, because GoWiVaHoBo is very vulnerable to air attacks, and as you can see, he's got it pretty well centered. You can't send hogs or anything in there easily to extract the clan castle troops. You might think, maybe this wizard tower. But that doesn't give enough space for me. They're going to jump and they're just going to sit right here. They may not actually get the pull. The other place you can see is this arch tower right here. They might be able to get in there and get the pull, but you see how there's this one space gap here? I bet he's got some spring traps there, because that's what I would do. So we're going to have to find a way to get the clan castle troops, and that's going to depend on what side of the base we come in. So he's got nice trash distributed sort of evenly around. Oh, crappies. Nope. He's got nice trash distributed all the way around the base. So there's no clear side to attack from. This side seems to have the most trash, maybe a little bit fewer trash here. He's got the town hall over here, which is tempting. But I see gaps here that might have bombs. It might have Teslas in them. Actually, I knew they had Teslas in them because we already had attacked the space once. It was with dragons, and the only thing to come out of the clan castle was a witch, which means that the rest of what's in there is able to attack ground troops. So if it's a Valk, it's no big deal. My Valks and bowlers would rip through them, but if it's something like a balloon or a baby dragon, just one of those would spell the end of my war attack if it's not dealt with properly. So no obvious side to attack from in terms of trash. I eventually decided that this was the best side to attack from, because the Valks, with the exception of this mortar, if we bring them in here properly, they're going to want to path in this direction. And you've got the queen with this circle over here, and as soon as the Valks enter into this circle, the queen's going to attack them, and then they're all going to redirect and try to take the queen, hopefully chopping through a wall here. And the queen is so far away, I don't expect her to jump over this wall to come get anybody. So the Valks will path in this direction. And the other wonderful thing is, you see how he's got a second layer of walls here? He's doing that so you don't come in. It's harder to come in and get the queen. You have to bring 6 wall breakers instead of just 3. But that actually makes it easier for my Valks to not want to go in this direction here. They're going to want to path around here, and if the last thing they attack is this elixir storage, they're going to want to move in this direction and keep going over here. So that's actually a plus for me. And so this is really the side that I want to attack from, because you've got a hero that'll draw them deep into the base. There's a nice clear path to head toward the middle of the base. There's no Tesla farm here. So that's one thing to consider, but I'm still going to bring a rage, and I want to drop it in this area here to help chew this through this wall and get the queen. And I'm probably thinking I'm going to want to drop a heal spell in here, because there's lots of open space for giant bombs, and we've got 1, 2, 3 wizard towers that can start pummeling on things in here. So the other thing I noticed is nothing can stop air troops from attacking these buildings right here. This air defense, this wizard tower, arch tower. You've got these 2 buildings here that are easy pickings. So I'll probably drop 2 minions here, because the most important thing, other than getting clan castle troops, is to get your funnel down. And I've seen many attack go awry because you've had buildings in this little corner here. And that's just bait for bowlers and Valks to try to walk around the base instead of go into it. The other thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to drop the golems pretty close together, so when I break into the wall, they'll both want to redirect and go inside the base and help me with tanking. But that means that I'm going to be out of the range of this archer tower here. So I'm not going to be able to take that army camp. I'm just going to be able to take these buildings over here. And so I'll probably drop a heal in here, save a rage for here, one more heal for wherever I think the Valks and bowlers need it, and then drop hogs where they're needed to try to get the rest of the base. And so this is a high-level Town Hall 9. Other than here is about as high as you can get. So not a gimme by any stretch of the imagination. So first come the minions. You can see I didn't have a whole lot of spare time here. So that's the one problem with this strategy, is that it can take a while. As you can see, I try to get this army camp, but instead he went over here to this elixir collector. So we'll speed up a little bit. And once those are down, I send in the golems, wizards to help clear this. Left some buildings here to help some funneling going on, to help the Valks and the bowlers want to stay around in this direction. And one thing you can see, I did not time this mortar shot correctly. I lost a wall breaker because I didn't time that mortar shot, and so now my wall breaker is not going to fully get through the wall. Boom, boom. Very close, and just so happens the golem's beating up on this wall, so I'm not making any headway. So if the king goes to the right piece of wall, he'll get through pretty soon. Valks can chew through it, so I probably decided to drop the Valks just to make sure they got through it. And so now it's time for the heal spell. And, oh, I forgot to mention. So my goal was to send the heroes and the golems into the base to pull the clan castle troops. And then drop some poison spells to try to take him out. So you see Baby Dragon did come out, so it's very good that we had a plan for that, or he's going to just completely shred these Valks. So you should see 2 poison spells come down. And remember, I was planning on dropping a heal in this base. There's the poison spell. And I accidentally drop a rage instead of a heal. Well, that's no good, because my Valks are desperately in need of healing. A rage spell is going to help take care of some things, but it's really not going to do any good. And so I wisely quickly drop a heal here when I realize what's happened, to try to get my Valks up to health. And they're coming around beating on this wall, which is good because it'll let them stay in the heal spell for a while. And you've got bowlers hitting things over the wall, queen behind them helping them out. Golem here for tanking, and whoop. So here's one reason I love bowlers instead of golems. To bring with me in these raids. Look at this guy right here. Look how much help he's doing. Look at that. He's just hitting this wall as hard as he can, tanking from one mortar that's really in the range of nothing but the queen, who's going to be out of there in a lickety split anyway, probably taking shots from this cannon. So this guy's really not doing anything for me, but these bowlers are going around just wrecking everything. So bowlers are very, very nice. So you can see the last cluster of Valks I have are around here. They split a little bit, and I didn't get the heal down, which was unfortunate, but see the situation. They're sitting here beating up on that elixir storage, cannon firing out of them over the wall. It's going to take a long time for them to get through that, chew through the wall, and then get through the cannon. So I elected to go ahead and start my hog attack over here, drop these 2 hogs to help keep these Valks alive, because if I didn't do that, those Valks would probably, at least one of them would not survive. So hogs are going to make their way in this direction, so I decided to sprinkle more in as we go around the base. I've got quite a bit of defenses left and 1 heal spell left, so I'm going to have to be pretty judicious about doing it. I'm losing some hogs. They're starting to get low health from these point defenses, and that Tesla pops up and scares me, so I go ahead and drop it there. Might have been early, might have been the right decision. I'm really not sure which. But eventually these skeletons pop out, because I think a bowler wandered into here, and these skeletons are just going to break down my hogs. They're just going to slowly pinch down their health, and they're not going to be able to get through the rest of these defenses. But I've got Valks have come and popped out over here. They're starting to circle around the base. The queen's right behind them. And so they're nice. They're helping with cleanup. I've still got 3 wizards in the bank to help with cleaning up the base. And there's really not that many defenses left. So this should be in the bag if I can just get through it in time. So the hogs go through. They're just getting whittled down. They just don't have enough in them. And they eventually peter out. And here come the skeletons, and they just get shredded by the Valks. And the town hall falls. And this wonderful golem here, oh, he might do it. He might bust through and actually do something. He might actually tank for this cannon. Nope, the Valks got there too quickly. So that golem did pretty much nothing for me. except for busting into the base, which I guess I should thank him for, but not that much. And that's it, and that's how we got the 3. Next base, I'm actually have to go into war log. So 94% didn't quite get the 3, but if you look at this base, somebody actually attacked it. Their king is down, so if they had their king, they probably would have had it. But they did an all Valk attack, well, with some golems, but they did like 18 Valks or something like that, and they got very, very close. So I'm trying to replicate their attack a little bit, but with hogs, and we'll see just how well we can do. So again, a buried clan castle, an obvious way to get in there. So my plan is to, whatever I do, I'm going to send the golems in, and then have them draw the clan castle and drop poison and put troops right behind them. The Archer Queen and wizards to help take them out. And so what apartment do we start from? He's got trash sprinkled throughout. He's got 2 builder huts here. It's kind of a spread base, so you might consider a queen walk here. But the problem is he's got these buildings just back far enough that the queen can't shoot over and get them. And he's also got high hit point buildings here too, so it's going to take a while for your queen to shoot through them. And this was the apartment I decided to go into originally because it was it's the biggest compartment. You can get probably the most amount of buildings out of it, and your queen's right here, so you can draw yourself into the queen. Plus, that's where the last guy went in, and it served him well, so I figured why change things up. But if you entered here, you'd probably go in and take the queen here and then move to the middle of the base. You could try to do it here, but you've got this extra wall to bust through, and the queen's not going to help you bust through that, so your Valks are liable to misdirect and go somewhere, so that's not a good spot. Small compartment here, just not worth busting into. You could bust into here, but it's big and wide, so I don't know if the Valks are going to go to the left or to the right. If you drop them in here, and if you put them on this corner, they're going to want to go in this direction. So here's what I elected to do here. Again, we got a nice spot where air defenses can't reach anything. You got this air sweeper here, but he's more or less out of range. So you can wipe out these buildings here and start one side of your funnel. Drop an archer here to get rid of that, just to help your funnel out. And what I was planning on doing is dropping a golem here, tanking for these 2 archer towers. Wizard tower can't reach this guy, so drop 2 wizards here, and there's nothing that can hurt them if this is being tanked. And so now I've got these buildings gone, my funnel's pretty good. And what I don't know is how far can the bowlers throw a rock and hit something behind them. I just don't know. So I thought, well, let me drop the bowlers here. They'll take this building out, and then hopefully they'll start attacking this building, and then they might get that archer tower on the bounce. And if I let them move in this direction, they'll take out all of these buildings here. And then I'll bust in the middle with wall breakers. My golems will redirect. I'll drop another golem here. I forgot to mention that. My golems will redirect, and then I can drop my Valks to meet the bowlers, and everything will move into the base and eventually get drawn by the queen. Now, this is the second attack, so I know there's 1, 2, 3 Teslas here, so this is a good spot for a rage. And then I'll just drop heal spells as the Valks are beating up on the walls to try to heal them as they're beating up on the wall and then as they move into the next compartment. I'm going to let the golems draw the clan castle troops. They'll probably head for this mortar if I bust in here. And so the clan castle troops will come and attack these guys, and then we'll drop 2 poisons to try to take care of them. And sprinkling hogs at the end. So I didn't quite get it, but I got pretty darn close. So we've got the archer over here, minion, second minion, and I'm spacing them out because I don't know if there's an air bomb here, and if I drop 2 minions at once, it's going to take them both out. If I just drop this guy and then this guy and there's an air bomb, it'll just take one of them out, then hopefully he'll redirect and start beating up on some of these. So it's sort of a little bit of extra cash in the bank. So here comes the golem, 2 wizards, archers now helping out the wizards. And once that's gone, the bowlers should come out. So here come the bowlers. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And they decided to move in this direction. Now 2 of them are finally going to go over here. Let's see if they make it. They could reach what's behind them on the bounce, it looks like. They're just not moving straight on enough. They're kind of going cockeyed. So what did we miss? I have dropped the wall breakers. I drop a golem here, then I drop the wall breakers once the bowlers had taken out this building here. King in there with the queen behind him. Clan castle troops are starting to come out, so I'm going to drop my poison. I actually forgot to drop my second poison, which is something I've done before. But now I've got these buildings over here, so the bad thing is my Valks might split. I didn't expect these to be here. I thought the bowlers would take them out. I was hoping, at least. So Valks come in. Queen takes care of the clan castle troops. I dropped my rage over here. It wasn't quite centered over here like where I wanted it, but it did its job. It took care of the queen. It's going to take care of these Teslas. And my Valks did split. I had a couple of them go astray here because the bowlers didn't take those buildings out like I had hoped. So next time maybe I should try to take out this building and this building with the wizard, and then the bowlers might have more of a direct shot to come in there and then walk in this direction. But the bowlers and Valks chew through everything pretty good here. Tesla's down, Queen's down. Valks kind of split again, but most of them stay here, so heal spell should go down somewhere around this wall. A little late on that, I could have been quicker. Valks get healed up, bowlers are healed up. So they finally get through the wall. So you can see this base has max level walls. It's the one thing that's a lot stronger about this base than the last base. Heroes are stronger too, but it's going to take the Valks a lot longer to get through this base. So some people bring jump spells, but I actually see that as an opportunity to let the heal spell do more healing. For some reason my bowlers are redirecting and going over here now. So that's unfortunate because the golems over here tanking over here. These bowlers are going to get wiped out. Valks hit a spring trap, so my Valks are slowly getting whittled down. My queen's getting beat up by that Expo, so I use her ability. And then here comes the king, and the queen just doesn't quite have enough to take her out. So I'm starting to sprinkle in hogs around the edge to try to get through some of these defenses. This guy's tanking for me, so it's a good idea to drop a lot of hogs into here. They can take these buildings out without taking too much damage. I've got one heal spell in the bank and not too many defenses left. But unfortunately, I hit double giant bombs, so I got to drop the heal earlier than I wanted. But not that many defenses left. And then boom, spring trap takes out 3 of my hogs. Oh, if it weren't for that one little spring trap, I would have taken that darn cannon out. And if I had taken that cannon out, I'd have dropped a wizard here, and then the funnel would have moved in this, or the cleanup would have moved in this direction and this direction. But instead, oh, I just got 2 bowlers left and 1 wizard, and I can't drop them on that cannon because they'll take them out. So I'm going to wait for these guys to bust through the wall and just be patient and hope that this cannon will redirect on this golem, and then I will drop the other wizard. Now do keep in mind, when a golem busts, whatever's attacking it is going to redirect its fire to whatever's closest, because those 2 little golems are considered a new target. So if he doesn't have much health in him, which at the time of this I didn't see what his health bar was, unfortunately, that's going to be a problem. So I should have probably waited for him to bust in half, but I just do not have long. I just ran out of time here. I've only got 30 seconds left, so it's sort of now or never on the wizards. So as soon as he started shooting that, I dropped my wizard. And if those bowlers had only attacked that cannon instead of the town hall, this might have ended differently. If only that wizard had attacked that cannon instead of that defense, this might have ended differently. But instead, the golem bust, the cannon redirects, and then they finally take it out, double KO. And look how freaking close I was. I just didn't have the time. So, lessons learned. Don't mess up your heal spells. Don't mess up your spells at all. And high level walls. Walls are a grind. Heroes are a grind. But my goodness, they're worth it. They are worth it. And bowlers in the clan castle for Town Hall 9, it seems to be serving me very, very well. Didn't quite have enough to get through here, but you know, it's pretty much a max Town Hall 9. And I got 94%, so I'm not too unhappy with that. Anyway, until we meet again.